Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Geeky Sparkles, and it's just me today, guys. It's Sundays with me and me alone because Neon is elsewhere. So we're going to hang out together today for a couple of videos. The first video we're going to talk about D23 and how important D23 is going to be to Disney. So August 9th through 11th in Anaheim is D23. Now, if Disneyland workers do go on strike, I hope they wrap it up before D23 because it's going to look really bad for Disney if D23 comes and the attention's going to be on the strike and not on their announcements. People are hoping they bring announcements, and I hate to agree with Inside the Magic, but I'm going to agree with Inside the Magic that if Josh D'Amaro and Bob Iger don't bring it, D23 could be Disney's last stand. They need to bring it. You can't do what Bob Iger said and try to deflect the fact that Disney's letting like Universal get ahead of them by saying, oh, all our recent things we've done have been, to try to combat that. Except for the fact that some of the things that were announced were done so way before Epic Universe even was announced, and even a couple years before that when they claimed that they knew, okay? They need to bring it for D23 or they're going to lose in the long run. So before we get into it any further, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo, and we're going to talk about this. Okay, so here's Inside the Magic, and they're doing the article, and they're basically saying that they're going to find itself in a difficult place at D23 this year. Disney theme parks worldwide were once considered the benchmark of excellence, and now they're being challenged at every turn. In Florida, Walt Disney World Resorts finds its dominance under fire from Universal Studios Orlando, which Epic Universe appears to be a game changer for the theme park industry. Epic Universe is going to be a huge game changer for the theme park industry. And the fact that Epic Universe isn't afraid to do Dark Universe and go there with the scary is a big deal, because Disney, it seems like they're afraid of the scary. Even if we get a Villains Land, even if we get some kind of expansion with villains involved, we already know that they're going to be more like a comical view of it. It's going to be more like, oh, what if everything goes wrong? That's not what people think of when they think of villains. But they're so afraid. I mean, they took Dr. Facilier. They wouldn't put him in the Princess and the Frog, the Tiana's Adventure ride, because they were afraid it was too scary and the voodoo's bad. And because they're so afraid of offending someone, they're going to tone stuff down so much that it's just going to be boring. And that's what I'm expecting with the team they currently have in place in Imagineering. Unless they're allowed to challenge people, unless they're allowed to be thrilling, unless they're allowed to bring excitement or a little bit of fear, or make things that are just fun because they're so afraid of offending someone, it's going to be more of the same, and it's not going to be good. So they go on talking about that. They're talking about how their competitors have been busy. Yeah, they said Disney's only introduced a few new underwhelming attractions, Tiana's Bio-Adventure, Communicore Plaza at Epcot, and that's just like a big empty space. And while I said I think they're trying to keep it bare bones to use for events, so it's like a empty slate. That's great, except that you don't always have events, and you have a summer with no events. So having that place sit empty is really, really stupid. It looks bad. You shouldn't be doing it. Slap yourself. So people are waiting for concrete plans. Basically, everything's rumor at this point until we get confirmation. And what we'll get confirmation for will be during this, they're calling it the Horizons Showcase. Josh D'Amaro is going to do the future of Disney theme parks. It's going to be a panel. It's going to happen on the 10th. Yeah, here. Horizons Disney Experience Showcase. Saturday the 10th at the Honda Center, so it'll be at night. And if you want to go to this, you would have had to have the tickets with the reserved seating. Otherwise, you won't get to attend. They're going to have surprise guest stars and special guests. Basically, what they do is to get there and they try to razzle-dazzle you, and then they usually blow smoke up your butt and then tell you that it's the best thing ever, and you're supposed to just be thrilled about everything they present. For example, that happened here. I have it on Pirates and Princesses. When we had the D23 in 2022, the announcements were just a joke. Everybody's like, what is this? So they had the Tiana's Bio-Adventure thing, but they took the tree off the top, and they had a model, and people were like, wait, what's this? This is what we were told. This is what we're getting. So we had that, and that has since opened. Then they had the Tafiti statue for the Journey of Water, which is since opened, but of course the attraction breaks down a lot. There's different parts that don't work. Disney Treasure, they're really focusing heavily on cruise ships. The World of Color was coming back. They were supposed to have, the Hulk costume character, the Mandalorian meet and greet with Grogu. Those happened. They were doing things like they're bringing Figment. They made a big deal like they're going to bring Figment. They're like, oh guys, guess what? You're going to get something with Figment. Oh, it's exciting. They're going to fix the ride. No, it was a meet and greet. And then Figment was tripping when he came out of the tunnel. They had the Hatbox Ghost. Woo-hee. They turned Pacific Wharf into San Fran, Tokyo. All this stuff has come to pass, but it's not a big deal. And then they announced the Blue Sky art where they're like, they had somebody come on the stage. And they literally like, okay, guys, these aren't announcements, but these are blue sky ideas to get you excited. So like we did something. And they got on stage and announced this stuff, which later became the Tropical Americas expansion at Animal Kingdom. And then I love this one. Disney D23 comes to a close, hopes and dreams. They announced that. And then they had like Beyond Thunder Mountain, guys. And they kind of hinted to like a Disney villains back here, look like Chernabog and stuff like that. That was their blue sky. So we're down here 2 years later, and we still haven't got anything on this other than they're supposedly doing it. All right. Last year at Destination D23, this is the announcements we got last year. And it was this is an improvement. And the 2022 announcements were better. People are like, oh, they're not going to F up again. No. 2022 was underwhelming, and they found a way to be even more underwhelming with 2023. Their announcements were, oh, look, it's a Moana meet and greet at Journey of Water. Okay. Luminous Symphony of Us. That was one of their announcements. The Country Bear Musical Jamboree, which we got, which is just IP songs, in the same ride. The Pirates of the Caribbean restaurant, the Barker Bird. Hatbox Ghost is going to be unveiled. Now, remember, they mentioned it the year before about the Hatbox Ghost. And then, like, oh, look, but our big announcement is, we're going to unveil it in November. All right. Zootopia was supposed to get a projection show on the Tree of Life. I don't even know what happened to that. And then, Indiana Jones is going to be put in Dinosaur, which is a long rumored change. And then we went from the blue sky art here with this, which was this thing where they were trying to tease it for Animal Kingdom, which this looks like it would have been Zootopia and stuff. This was that, and then we ended up with this. So this, with like the big waterfalls and like a big boat looking thing, and this thing, I think it was a Zootopia train station that they got overseas. This turned into this. So we got a retheme of Dinosaur and a Canto House, look like a carousel, and that's what we got. Again, look at all this exciting. Look, Zootopia had all this. Nope, that. All right. Oh, and then Test Track's going to be turning Horizons. I have Horizons retheme. Oh, and there's the Figment for the meet and greet that they promised the year before, except the microphone looks really inappropriate. So that was all the big announcements last year for the Destination D23. And now this year we're going to have another panel, and we're going to see what big announcements we get. At this point, they're going to have to make some announcements, and they're going to have to be big announcements, and they're going to have to be ones that can be done within a time frame that's shorter than like 7 years, like it's taken them for everything else. If they're going to compete, they're going to have to pull their heads out of their collective arseholes and actually have to go and try. So this is what they're expecting. What we know is we're going to Test Track, retheme. And I'm expecting, because it's Horizons, we're going to hear more about that. We know we're getting the Central Americas, which is going to be like an Encanto thing. And, they're turning Dino Land into Indiana Jones. We know that. We know they're doing a Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. The people that did Tiana's Bayou Snorefest are going to go work on this. We know we're getting Disneyland Forward, and we know there's an Avatar Land because they mentioned it. But that's all we know. So what we've had rumored was that Radiator Springs Racers from Disney California Adventure is coming to the Magic Kingdom. And the response was meh. And I agree. It fits because it's the same, Beyond Thunder Mountain would be that same desert area. But it's just a clone, again. And it wouldn't be the entire thing. It would just be the one ride. Because I don't think they have room for the entire thing if they're going to fit other stuff back there. And some people are saying they don't think that's going to happen. I honestly don't know yes or no what's going to happen. I have no inside information. I'm just telling you what people are saying. That was one of the rumored things. I am hearing, depending who you ask, that Villain's Land will not be added to Magic Kingdom, nor will it be a fifth gate. I don't know if Disney has the money for the fifth gate. I don't know what's going to happen there. We're going to have to wait and see. But people overwhelmingly were like, about Radiator Springs Racers, because it's a clone. Can we just get some new stuff? They said, yeah, the ride's excellent. It's okay, but it's basically a Test Track. But fans are looking for something new. Right, exactly. And they want villains. We want villains. Universal Orlando is bringing Epic Universe with a dark universe, and people wanted Disney Villains Land. And somebody, oh, they're going to copy Universal. Who cares? I agree. I'd love to see a Villains Land. But depending on who you ask, I'm not sure if we're going to even get that. And then what I'm hearing from people, if we do get it, is it wasn't going to be like a scary type situation. It was going to be more like, a world, things gone upside down. It's like, quirky. And that's not Villains. People want a Disney version, at least a somewhat scary version of Disney Villains. I don't know if we're going to get it or not. It was definitely in the blue sky artwork here, back here, like a Chernobog. You can see Chernobog here, and then looks like, Disney castles and villains. But I don't know if that's what we're going to get. I'm hearing we're going to focus more on like Coco and that kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to get, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping we get it, but I'm worried about what they'll do if we do get it. Let's put it that way. Disney Hollywood Studios are talking about, the Galactic Star Cruiser, that maybe we'll get an announcement about something there. People are also talking about another phase of Galaxy's Edge. I don't know what we're going to hear, but there are people talking about it. Like, is there another phase? They're going to add some more stuff. And if they do, it's going to be Disney Star Wars, and it's going to suck. We're going to have an Acolyte Land? Are we going to have a bunch of witches saying the power of one, the power of two, the power of many? Is someone going to turn into a dust cloud and get stabbed? We're going to get lightsabers to change color? I mean, it's just going to be more of the same, and they're going to pick the stuff no one likes, and they're going to double, triple down on that because they're dumbasses. Animal Kingdom, we already know, was the Tropical Americas. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Epcot, we'll probably hear more about the test track with Horizons because the event's called Horizons, so I'm sure that's what we're going to hear. Disneyland, they're talking about Disneyland Forward. We do know that the Hungry Bear restaurant, they're making a Country Bear themed restaurant there because they don't have the attraction anymore. So they're probably going to have rides and attractions. I think we're going to probably get more about Disneyland Forward than we're going to get about anything else because they've really been pushing for that. And they just got permission to do so. They said that they think the chances of a fifth gate at Central Florida seem slim, but you never know. I agree. I don't think they have the money for a fifth gate and all the other things they're doing because we're like $60 billion, but over 10 years, guys, and over all the parks and the Disney Cruise Lines. So that breaks down to, $6 billion a year for 10 years. Part of that money they admitted was going to be upkeep and, working on the stuff that they already budgeted for that, fixing things. So that already takes a hunk of it. So there's not a whole lot left for new stuff. And then they're spreading it across the entire globe and Disney Cruise Lines. And Disney Cruise Lines are adding new ships. They're buying up islands. They're going to put new different ports in different places. So that's going to take up a big hunk of it because they get a lot of money for people to go on the cruise ship. I don't know if they're going to have the money to do another. I think they need another land. I think they need a fifth gate if they're going to compete, but that doesn't mean they're going to have the money or they're going to do it. I'm hoping they announce a fifth gate. I'm hoping it's good, but I'm not holding my breath. And again, it depends who you ask. I've seen people with inside quote unquote knowledge say, yes, we're getting a fifth gate. Other people saying, no, we're not getting a fifth gate. I keep seeing people saying, yes, we're getting villains. Other people saying, no, we're not getting villains. That's been scrapped. So we won't know until they tell us at this point. Basically, you have to wait and see. But they're running into a problem, and that's All Ears is saying that nobody's going to Disney World this summer, but the wait times prove it. And we're hearing it again and again how the wait times are really low, and I don't think it's because they're Lightning Land and where people were paying. These are the wait times. Now, in the morning, Magic Kingdom, it's not going to be very heavy because usually the first hour or two you can get away with lower wait times, except for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because everybody goes there first, right? So you go a couple hours later to noon, and Winnie the Pooh's 40 minutes, Haunted Mansion's 40 minutes, Jungle Cruise is 35 minutes. These sound like long waits, but they really are not. Space Mountain, 40 minutes. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, 50 minutes. These are not long waits for these attractions. As the day goes on, some of the wait times go up, but still 55 minutes for Seven Dwarfs is actually really low. It's really low. So we keep going down. Let's go down to let's see another day. Epcot. Let's go check Epcot. We'll go a couple hours in. When you go in the morning, you're not going to have long wait time except for Remy's. But as you go on for the day, the wait times go up. Remy's goes down, 55 minutes. Mission Space, 20 minutes. Spaceship Earth, 25 minutes. Frozen, 50 minutes. You're going to see these two are the longest wait times usually. And we also lost Test Track. So that's 10 people to other attractions. But you're not seeing 40 minutes for Remy's at 1, 45 for Frozen. I mean, you're not seeing Soarin' on here. But again, it's like 10 minutes for Grand Fiesta. I've seen the Grand Fiesta tour would be half an hour. 45 minutes for Frozen, 65 minutes for Remy. So it's this is actually pretty good. I mean, as far as those wait times go. Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage, 70 minutes when it first opens in the morning. It's going to be like that usually. You go a few hours later, 1 o'clock. Navi River, 75 minutes. Flight of Passage, this is about average. 95 minutes, 75 minutes, that's about normal. These are Kilimanjaro Safari, 60 minutes. Kali River, 60 minutes. These actually seem pretty normal to me at Animal Kingdom. Flight Passage, 70 minutes. Kali River, 75. Exhibition Everest, down 55 minutes at 6. These are actually pretty about right as what I've seen at Animal Kingdom. Hollywood Studios, 9 a.m. The longest thing is probably going to be Rise of Resistance, 30 minutes, or Slinky Dog, which is 20 minutes. If you're not into Star Wars, my recommendation is go to Toy Story Land first. If you're into Star Wars, obviously go there first. Like 2 o'clock, Falcon Smugglers Run, 50 minutes. Rise of Resistance, 45 minutes. Slinky Dog, 75, that's about right. Toy Story Mania, 75, that's about right. Tower of Terror, 80 minutes? Why? Let's go down to like 6. Rise of Resistance, 45, that's pretty low. Tower of Terror, 45. Rock and Roller Coaster has higher weight. So from this, you can see kind of where you want to hit at what time of day. I recommend studying the way the crowds move. It'll help you if you don't want to pay for Genie Plus. But, you know, some of them are seeming pretty average, but a lot of the wait times are actually low. It seems like Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom are still staying about average, but Epcot and Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom are going down, it seems to me, based on that. So you have an issue with people not going to the parks. And we know that admitted attendance has been down, but the price per person, what they're spending per person has gone up because they keep nickel and diming you and they keep making these things fluctuate and making it so you have to buy. Now it's like lightning lane now or individual lightning lane passes to actually get on these attractions. Some of these attractions, if you don't get like Tron or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, if you don't get a virtual queue, even though people are telling me that the virtual queues are still being available way after the fact, they open twice a day. And usually they were gone within like a couple minutes, sometimes seconds. And some of these attractions are still available, you know, way past that time frame because people just aren't there to grab them up. And if you don't want that, you can just pay for your lightning lane and pay like $50 for your whole family to make sure they get on it, which is so stupid after you paid for everything else. But that's what they're doing because the crowds are down. So they're really going to have to bring some big announcements to compete with Epic Universe. I am seeing more and more people cancel their annual passes. I'm seeing more and more people talk about how they aren't going to Disney and they are going to make a trip next year, but it's going to be to Epic Universe. And Disney's going to have to win people back. And to do that, they're going to have to deliver. And they're going to have to deliver better than Communicore Hall. And the Communicore the World, whatever, Friendship, Global Network, whatever it is called, Gardens. I can't remember top of my head because they keep changing it all. But whatever the Gardens is, it looks like a vagina. That's not a big enough attraction. A new meet and greet is not a big enough damn attraction. You know, you're going to have to bring it. And you're going to have to do it in a time frame that's not like, oh, sometime within the next 10 years, we might build something new. It shouldn't take you 7 years to build something. And even the pandemic was in there. That was only like a year you were down, not even that, at Orlando. Shouldn't still taking you that long to get stuff open. But I digress. Anyway, what do you think? What do you think announcements are going to be out there? There's all kinds of, you know, really wild ideas. I saw somebody saying that they think they're going to bring the Play Pavilion back, but they're going to tie it to Epic Games somehow, which I thought, I can see them trying to get Epic Games to sponsor the Play Pavilion and then tie it into things that they're going to put in the Epic Games, you know, partnership with Disney. That actually wasn't a bad idea. I'm kind of curious if that happens. I don't know anything. I don't have any insider information. But what do you think is going to get announced? Do you think they're going to do another gate? Do you think they're going to bring villains in? Do you think they're going to ruin everything? Do you think they're going to drop the ball? Do you think they're going to succeed? What do you think? Comment and let us know, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.